throughout the whole line.
Yeah.
You and Raven.
Yeah.
How are you guys gonna get along?
I think that the relationship between Raven and Clarke is a really cool one, actually. I think the good thing about it is there's no bitchiness or hate between them like you would assume there would be. They're actually like, they really respect each other and they hate that they like each other, but they do, and I think that makes for a really interesting dynamic. So I think it'll be really fun to watch, and it was definitely fun to play.
Sorry, is Raven gonna know about what happened between Clarke?
I don't think I can tell you that.
Come on, you can tell us.
Well, reporter.
We're not going to tell anybody. Yeah. I think Clarke's really practical, and I really love that about her. She's super level-headed. She's had a couple of moments of, emotional stuff like that, but she's so serious and so ready. I just can't see her getting into a cat fight over a dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's just, there's too many more important things to think about, and like she doesn't have time to be worrying about romance.
Now, will Clarke think back to her relationship with Wells when they were growing up, going forward? He's not there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's always very, very close to mind. Like he's always on her mind. I think I would love to see more, flashbacks and things like that. Whether or not they write some in, I'm not sure. But it'd be great to get Eli back because we lost him too early.
Oh, so brutal.
But as like Jason says, it's Game of Thrones. It's like the good people die. I was like, oh great, okay, yeah. I'm just going to be really well behaved on set.
I was like, oh, how Whedon of you! You're just going to kill everybody else and massive.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Make us cry.
You're saying no one is safe.
No one's safe. No one's safe. Great.
Now, as far as the relationship with your mother, are we going to see that this season? You and your mom working things out, or communicating, or?
Yeah, I think that they've worked in some very clever sort of ways so that we see both sides of how they're feeling, and hopefully we see them sort of connect at one point or another. It's such a complicated relationship. I think it would be silly of them to write them making up quite so soon. It's such a heavy topic, It's like, you got your husband executed. It's full on. So,
With Clarke and Bellamy have been at odds since the beginning. Are we going to see that play out? And how is that going to play out the rest of the season?
I love the Clarke-Bellamy relationship. I think it's so different. It's like they I think throughout the series they definitely see eye to eye a lot more. But just when you think that they're really good friends again, something happens and they just Clarke's just like, what are you doing? And it all falls apart again. So I think that'll be interesting. I've gotten so many people on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, when are Bellamy and Clarke getting together? It's become this huge thing that I really wasn't expecting. I thought people would be rooting for Finn and Clarke, or Finn and Raven, or I don't know, anything but that. So I'm really curious to see, if we go to season 2, what happens.
Yeah, because it seems that you and Bellamy make a good team, because whatever he's lacking, you help him out.
That's it. They do complement each other completely. Yeah.
Are we going to see that play out as far as maybe a co-rulership on the ground?
You do see a lot more interaction between the two, and them, being more united and leading the pack the way that they're supposed to, instead of fighting each other. Yeah.
I definitely think they're a good balance as far as the leadership goes.
Yeah.
It's not, he's a little bit more Sodom and Gomorrah. And Clarke's like, let's find some water and some supplies.
Yeah, exactly.
I do, I love that her first instinct is to let the people above know that it's okay to come down. I love that that's her first instinct. It's not just survival for them, it's the whole, she's got the big picture going. And I really appreciate, I was talking to the writer, I'm like, thank you for making her strong and yet
it's so nice.
Normal.
I don't get to, I've played the dumb blonde bitch too many times. I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. So, it's not very often that you get a role come along like this, and I love that she's a strong female lead, and that she's probably, well, hopefully, setting a good example for young viewers. You know, I think that there's not enough characters around like that, and I feel really lucky to play her. So
you're doing a very good job.
We have time. Thank you.
Do you see any of your own self in your character?
That's a good question. I think that if I was dropped on a radiation-soaked planet, I would last an hour. But I would like to think that the only way I can compare it is to sort of my career. I've kind of done everything that I can, and failing isn't an option when it comes to like being in this industry. And that's the only sort of link that I can it's such a ridiculous situation. How do you relate to someone, 97 years after a nuclear apocalypse? But I do feel I'm very strong-headed, and I know what I want.
Good.
I want to get it.
Good on ya.
So, yeah, that's the only sort of similarity I can find.
Good job. You're doing awesome. Thank you. Of course.